So hello friends, welcome in another lecture. And in today's lecture, I am including one important and a new topic. And this topic is not familiar, and that topic is the concept of Brillouin zone. So far, we have discussed about EK diagrams and the motion of electrons in periodic potential, and this concept related to this Brillouin zone. This is important in uh, the EK diagram point of view also. So first of all, I will try to draw this Brillouin zone, and little bit tricky this drawing of this Brillouin zone. And for first Brillouin zone, second general zone, Brillouin zone, we have to identify that. So we have periodic arrangement of atoms, and this is the crystals, and I'm taking two-dimensional image of that crystal, that is 5 by 5 atoms, and I am trying to draw this diagram symmetrically. And so we have some concepts related to space lattice, so that in space lattice these points are known as lattice points, and this periodic arrangement of atoms, this is also known as lattice. So this is the crystal lattice. But in order to discuss about that, the concept of band diagram and the EK diagram, we use another term that is known as the reciprocal lattice. So in spite of simple periodic space lattice, we use this reciprocal lattice. And here, this in generally that space lattice, we take this lattice constant as the constant A. This is the least difference between two atoms of this periodic arrangement. But in reciprocal lattice, in place of A, we use that 1 upon A, and this is that scale, that is 1 upon A. And since the motion of electrons in the periodic potential, this is governed by that K vector, that propagation vector K. So this propagation vector K, so that the momentum of that electron in that periodic potential inside this space lattice, this is controlled by this propagation vector K. And here this K, this is equivalent to 2 pi by lambda, where this lambda is de Broglie's wavelength. So these are the quantum mechanical concepts, and that the phenomena which involves in this propagation of electrons inside this periodic crystal, this is also quantum mechanical. So this wave vector K controls that momentum of that electrons within this periodic potential generated by these ions, and that effect of that electrostatic charge of that electrons also. So here this scale is 2 pi by K. So in spite of just 1 upon A, we take that scale as 2 pi by A in reciprocal lattice to this take just imagine take the image of this K. Here this scale is 2 pi by lambda. So here in spite of 1 upon A, we take that 2 pi times 1 upon A. So in reciprocal lattice space, if you consider this is as a reciprocal lattice space, the difference between these two atoms, this is now 2 pi by A in reciprocal lattice space. So, and the reason is here because of that to just to compare that that reciprocal lattice space with this propagation vector 2 pi by lambda. So in order to draw this Brillouin zone, we take that periodic arrangement of such type of reciprocal lattice space, and first of all we take one center point. Although all points can be taken as a center, but if this is that 5 by 5 reciprocal lattice space, then the center is somewhere here. So this is the center of that center point of this reciprocal lattice space. So first, in order to draw that Brillouin zone, we take that reciprocal lattice space, and then we try to get Brake's planes. So Brake's plane. So we take this Brake's plane in this periodic arrangement. So first of all, let us see how we can draw this Brake's plane. And initially we have defined this Brake's plane is that plane where that lattice vector, the end of that lattice vector starts reflected and gets diffracted. So that diffraction of that electron takes place. That plane is known as Brake's plane. But here that we will define this Brake's plane in different manner. So how we draw this Brake's plane in this reciprocal lattice? So first of all, we just choose one center point here. This is the center one, and then next step is to get nearest to identify the first nearest atom. So here these are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 atoms. Surrounding atoms are here, out of which these nearest atoms are these 4 atoms. So these are the 4 atoms. So first of all, we identify the nearest atom. So here we have 4 nearest atoms, and then we take that bisector, equal normal bisector of this plane. So this is so we will take that bisector of this line joined to these atoms. So first we will choose 4 nearest atoms of this, and then we will draw this the bisector of this. The bisector of this line joining is this, and the bisector of this will be somewhere here, and bisector of this is atoms. So this is one bisector, this is another one, and this is the third one, and this is the fourth one. So we choose one central atom, and then we identify the 4 nearest atoms here, and we take the bisector of this line joining of these two these neighboring atoms. So this is one region, and this region which is near of this the central point, this is known as Wigner size scale. So what is this Wigner size scale, and what is the importance of this? This is a different thing, and I am not going to the detail of this, but this region, this is space nearby this atom, and this is space is known as Wigner size cell, and just this may be either that within this reciprocal lattice, and simple that real space lattice also. This cell is known as that Wigner size cell. So this line is known as Brake's plane. So this is Brake's plane, and why this is Brake's plane? Because this is 2-dimensional diagram, but when we think about in that 3-dimensional crystal, then in spite of one line, there will be one plane like this. So that's why these are known as Brake's plane. So now second Brake's plane. So this is the first first group of Brake's plane. Now second neighboring atoms we have to choose. So the first neighboring atoms are nearest atoms are here, and the second nearest atoms will be these 4 atoms. So these 4 atoms are, so the first nearest, and this is the second nearest atoms. Now we will take the bisector of this bisector of this. So if that it is symmetric, so the bisector of this line joining these two atoms, this will be somewhere like this. This is the bisector of this line and these two. So this is the line joining, and the bisector of this will be okay. And if it is symmetrically drawn, then this line pass through this cross point. And the third one is, this is that third line, bisector lines, and we will have, so this is the third one, and this is one more. So the bisector line will be somewhere here, and this is the line. So next line is somewhere here. Now, so we have two sets of Brake's plane. One sets of Brake's planes. This is these are one sets of Brake's plane, because the first neighboring atoms we have taken are this, and these Brake's planes are just a bisector of this line joining to that nearest atom. And the second set of Brake's planes are this. So this is that second sets of Brake's planes. So second neighboring atoms we have taken is this. Now we can similarly take the fourth one. So this is the next set of nearest atoms. So these are the next nearest atoms, and so if we take that bisector of this line, so this bisector of this line will be somewhere this. This is that complete and this is the bisector one, and in the bisector of this line, this line, we will have this one, and the bisector of this will be somewhere here, and the bisector of this two, this will be like this. So if this periodic arrangement is regularly arranged with equidistant, then these lines will be proper, and so we have four sets of Brake's planes. First, remember this is the first set of Brake's plane, this is the square one, and the second set of Brake's plane, this is the second set of Brake's plane, and now the third set of Brake's plane, and so this is the third set of Brake's plane we have. So these are the third sets of Brake's plane. So first step, we take that periodic arrangement of reciprocal lattice space, and then we draw that different set of Brake's planes. So now we will define that Brillouin zones. So first Brillouin zone is defined as this region. This region is first Brillouin zone. So the first Brillouin zone is first Brillouin zone. This is the neighboring region of center atom without crossing or touching any Brake's plane. So this is the central atoms, and this region around this center plane, which is not crossing any Brake's plane, this region is known as the first Brillouin zone. So the first Brillouin zone, so this is first Brillouin zone. And the second, when we cross this first set of Brake's space, we have second region, and this is the second region. Here, this one is the second one, and next this is the second one, and this is the third one, and this is the fourth one. So these are the second Brillouin zone. So these are the second Brillouin zone. So this is the second Brillouin zone. So second Brillouin zone, when it just crosses first that Brake's plane of first Brillouin zone, but just before that second set of that Brake's plane, This region is known as second Brillouin zone. So this is just first Brillouin zone and this is the second Brillouin zone, and we can draw this diagram in our EK plot also. So similarly, third Brillouin zone can be defined. So this is simply in general that first Brillouin zone and second Brillouin zone are shown in different books. So I am drawing here that first Brillouin zone and second Brillouin zone. Similarly, one can, if anyone interested, one can define this third Brillouin zone also, and there will be numbers of the sets of that third Brillouin zone, because first Brillouin zone is a single region, but second Brillouin zone we have these 4 second Brillouin zone in this two-dimensional diagram, and if this is three-dimensional diagram, then there will be numbers of second Brillouin zone. So in EK diagram we have to draw this first and second Brillouin zone separately. So let us see in EK diagram how this will be shown. So this is that central. This is that central point. This one, and we have the scale is here. This scale is the difference between two atoms, that is 2 pi by a, and there is that first Brake's plane is in between these two atoms, so this will be pi by a. So let's say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and this will be 2 pi by a. So this is one atom, there will be second atom, and this is third atom, so this is 4 pi by a. So in between, these are the two atoms, and in between this will be pi by a, and this is 3 pi by a. So in terms of that EK condition, this is that the solution we have obtained in the Schrodinger equation. So this is also can be taken like this. So there is one term, this is another one, this is the third one, this is the fourth one, and here this will be this is minus 2 pi by a as per that scale, and this is 4 pi by a with minus sign, and there is one more here, and this is that 5 pi by a with minus sign, and this is 3 pi by a, and this is pi by a with minus sign. So this is the scaling, and now I am trying to draw that Brake's plane. So this is the first Brake's plane here. This is the second Brake's plane. This is the third Brake's plane. The fourth one. This is the third Brake's plane. So these are different Brake's plane, and that this will be in between these two Brake's plane minus from here to here. So in this region, this is first Brillouin zone. So this will be first Brillouin zone. And the second Brillouin zone will be in between this is pi by a, and between this pi by a to 2 pi by a. So this is second Brillouin zone. So this is this one, second Brillouin zone, and here this is also the second Brillouin zone, and similarly this will be third Brillouin zone, and rest of the Brillouin zones successively. So this is the first Brillouin zone, this is the second Brillouin zone, and this will be the third Brillouin zone, and so on. Now let us try to draw that EK diagram. So we have this and also we tried the same in our previous lecture. So here this is the first one, and similarly this is that first one, and in the definition of that Brake's plane there is one distortion in this on the Brake's plane, so that the continuity breaks here, and the second one will be like this, and there is another one, that's the third one, and this is the fourth one. Similarly here at the Brake's plane, continuity breaks, so this will be like this, and this is that. So this is one EK diagram. So along x-axis this is energy E, and this is y-axis, this is K. So this is EK diagram, and this type of diagram where there is breaks, there is different breaks in on the breaks plane. This is known as extended. This is extended zone. So EK diagram. This is known as extended zone, and we can take each and every point as a center point. So here we have taken this center point, and this is the diagram. We can take this second point. This point is a center. This point is a center, and the similar diagram we can draw. So let us have this point as a center. We will have this diagram like this. So this is the point, and similarly in this direction, this, and this will be like this. And there is the break here, and this is the cape, and like this. So, and similarly. So if we take this as a center, we can get this one, and if we take this this point as a center, then one will have the diagram like this. So this will be diagram, and this is second region, and this will be the term. And similarly here, from here one can get this. Similarly in the second side, if we take this one as a central, this is, so by taking one gap, this will be the center. So this is the term, and one will have along this, so this, and this one, and this one, and this one. So just one change it here, and similarly in the second direction, this one, and this is the simple method to draw this diagram. And when we take this next one as a center, this one, so one will have like this. So one can draw this. So we have a periodicity in this diagram. So each and every atoms can be taken as a center, and we have this is that the zone which is periodic in all aspects. So this diagram, when we take all points as a center point separately, individually, then this is known as now periodic zone. So this is periodic zone. So this Brillouin zones, and in by using that Brillouin zones, and we plot that EK diagram, then we can classify this EK diagram in a different form. One can classify that as an extended zone EK diagram. So where this extended zone EK diagram, one can show one atom is a central point and draw that diagram. So when I was talking about that extended zone, I have this diagram, this regions only. So these are just the extended one, because it's extended to the complete crystal. When we take each and every atoms as a central, then I get this periodicity in this diagram, where each and every atoms are the central atoms. Then this is known as that periodic zone. So that behavior of that material, when it is explained on the basis of this band diagram, then one can explain that diagram by using any of this reason, because this is the periodic one. So either I can take here, I can take here, I can take here. So when we take that central point only, this one, so this region only, I'm not if I am taking this region only, this is the one, only this region. So if we take this region only, so this is that diagram of that band plot. So this is the one, this is the second one, and this is the third one. So that this one is that valence band, and this is the conduction band, and that gives one can take, and this K is equivalent to 0. So here this K is equivalent to 0, which is also known as, this is also known as zeta point. So this is zeta point. So when we just eliminate all these other points in this periodic zone, and we are concentrated ourselves in this region, then this is known as a reduced zone. So remember this in different books. If someone is showing that the simple diagram like this, only two that minus from minus pi by 2 to pi by 2 means then that semiconductor device point of view, this reduced zone is only important. That's why that diagram is given in very short form. So from minus pi by 2 to plus pi minus pi by a to plus pi by a, and somewhere if that periodic zone is needed, then the complete structure is given there, means several numbers of that brilliant zones were under consideration, and sometimes in several books that extended zone is mentioned. So I have included all these zones here. So one more thing, in some books that band the energy band diagrams are classified on the basis of that indirect and direct band gap materials. So indirect, first I will direct band gap material, and second one is indirect band gap material. So in this diagram, when we talk about this center one, and that band gap is taken in between these 2 points of the same K points, when the band gap is calculated at same K points, then it is those type of materials are known as direct those type of materials are known as direct band gap type materials. And when that this band gap is calculated at different K points, then that materials are known as indirect band gap materials. So here this is the direct band gap type materials. When we calculate that material, so this is a reduced zone. So here that is 0 and minus plus pi by k pi by a, and here this is minus pi by a. So here this band gap, it is calculated at the same K points. So this is known as the direct band gap materials. And if this band gap, it is calculated in spite of this, if this calculation is somewhere here like this, so this is the next one, that is plus 2 pi by a, another Black's plane. So here, so K points are different. This is 0 and this one, and this is that at 2 pi by a. So this band gap in between this, so this is indirect band gap. So at zeta points, if we take that band gap, that is the direct band gap, and when we calculate that band gap at different K points, then this is known as indirect band gap materials. So there are several materials which so that indirect there are several materials which show indirect band gap, and there are numbers of materials where we consider that direct band gap is good enough to use that material for any specific semiconducting device. So I think this is enough to for the concept of this brilliant zone, as well as the image of that brilliant zones in that EK diagram. So in the next lecture I will try to discuss about that effective mass of that electrons in that periodic crystal structure or in periodic potential. Thank you all.